selamat hari di channel Papres Asa. Jangan lupa ya penonton subscriberku, subscribe dulu dan juga klik tombol loncengnya supaya tidak ketinggalan video baru dari channel Papres Asa.
You can apply access control to security grid instead of a specific easiness. That's no visualization, no traffic flow, no operation, no you don't know who added or remove all of the policy, no intrusion prevention, no public IP address management, leading to potential IP address management risk. And that's a huge problem. What does NGFW give you? Access control based on name, application, regions. First, we are talking about the blessing view, then traffic visualization. You can block it, detect it, add the connections. 6 months of storage of blocks, just cover that thing. Locate which RAM user, we're talking about the resource access management, the IAM, has added a specific policy and when, so you have very good accountability. Due to the IPS and intelligent capabilities, it does have a gigantic brain. We're talking about an AI and it literally has a big data. Well, it's kind of like the same thing with a big brain. Then lastly, the management of public IP addresses and the detection of any kind of potential risk. Okay, so built-in transfer, you don't have to implement anything, no single point of failure. This is the biggest selling point, no single point of failure. It is a huge thing to say. Transparent mode as well as the bypass according to your policy and what you are trying to do at the moment. It is serving more than 1,000 in bank or in financial institution in the cloud, more than that. So these are all checked. Okay, now we are coming to vehicle security. So we have the security center, that is the name of the service we'll be covering. So just one easy example. So you're doing remediating a threat, like a fully space, because it provides amazing information. So what usually happens on a traditional method, let's say, if you have to and you're not even aware about that there's some kind of problem. So first you have to be, somebody has to tell you that there's a problem. So we'll send some kind of logs to the Steam. Steam will send an alert to maybe a group or a specific person, depending on the time, if it's in their operational hours or not, if they're on call or not, it depends. And then that person will update the firewall. It's going to take hours, days, depends. Like why days? Because let's say there is a problem. Maybe that person is on a flight. So it's a problem depending on how long the flight is. Maybe that person is from China to maybe East Coast, or maybe from China to maybe Europe, or could be anything, literally anything. That person is like maybe a fever. Or like me, I have a little bit, and my foot, I can't really block these days. So, or I do, it's just very hard. So, it's going to be a problem. The fully automated is we'll send something to the security center, and send something to the firewall, and it's done. So, you're using the same big brain player, and you're using it in a different security control. It's very good that you're using the same information or same brain because now it's less confusion and that brain is getting more and more intelligent. That's how big data and AI works. They create neural networks. Okay, what kind of features that Security Center has? So patch management, we have Trojan scans, we have spell check and hardening, we have attack and deception. So consider about host security, just to host. And what kind of security does that need? Talking about the rest of the stuff, we're just talking about full security. We're not talking about DLP. A lot of times people think about like, okay, DLP. We're not talking about data at the moment. We're talking about the asset logical security. What are the concerns? First thing would be the patches. Because without that, there would be no hardening. And without this thing, every bad thing can happen. So we have vulnerability detection. To install something, if you don't know what the problem is, how can you fix it? So we have a vulnerability detection. That is like vulnerability scanning. Then we have a quick repair. Let's say you can't do anything, but there's a quick repair. Like fix very, very quickly. What is that? You don't have to go into too much detail at the moment for the scope of today's class because we have the ACPs as well as even further exam like specific specialty courses. 0-day fix, nobody to test 0-day means 0-day attacks. Getting through goods, 0-day attacks. What are those? Well, any attack or any bad thing that is not fixed by the vendor. So, if there's a problem, if there's a vulnerability in Microsoft, let's say Windows 11, this month, and Microsoft hasn't been able to fix that, or they're waiting because that is not that critical, because criticality is based on impact, and there's another thing called severity matrix. So impact and criticality. So they work on that. So if it's not that severe and the impact is low, they will push this thing onto the next cycle, or they will wait for the next cycle. That is going to be next Tuesday month. But sometimes even Microsoft releases its patches. Remember the ransomware? Microsoft released that thing in March. Ransomware hit the entire planet, but it was hitting the entire planet for very long. But explosion happened in I guess later August or in September, somewhere around that time. Microsoft released that patch in March of 2018 or 2017. I can't remember the year and all. But the point is, they told everybody to install that patch. People who were smart enough to install that, they were pretty happy because they were protected. People who were not, which is most of them, they were literally in bad shape. So you're very much protected. You need something intelligent, and you need something that is fast enough, even if it's not supported or not fixed by the vendor, you're still protected, and you would still be compliant. And it's also very important. A lot of businesses cannot operate if they are not compliant. Practically, every public limited company, if it's not compliant, they cannot operate. Okay, Trojan scans. I believe you're familiar with Trojans. Yeah, prep shells, upload detection, and then Trojan cross detection. Not just cover it, there are Trojan processes. They hit themselves, pretend to be someone else. You're going to check out if your computer has this thing. There is a tool called Process Explorer from SysInternal. Remember Microsoft SysInternal group? Very, very old thing, like people who are in the IT for more than 15 or like around 20 years ago, they know the SysInternal open process or Process Explorer. Download this thing. It's going to be very, very small. If it's available online, open this thing. Just install it on your PC computer. Yes, it's very good for that. It's from Microsoft. And you will see a lot of processes that they are happening, and it will tell you something in green and something in reddish or pinkish. That this is you can kill it and just wipe it off. It's pretty cool. Check that out. Then you have health check and coordinates, security configuration. You have backdoor detection. It's also pretty important. This thing, more than half of the time, backdoors are not created, they are found. Okay? Backdoors are not created, they are found. How? They're called maintenance hook. They are intentionally created by development organization or software development teams to bypass normal authentication method when they are still in development, in QA, testing, POC or whatever that is, or sometimes for maintenance. If you're locked out, how would you do it? So that is the other way around. That is literally your background of the house. So they are intentionally left. They're just found out by the bad guy. And now they're sad. So, but your part is to protect that thing. So backdoor protection, you at least are aware that there is an entrance available. You need to protect that specific entry point. Even if you can't close it, at least protect it, govern it. Okay? If you can't do anything about it, at least govern it. Attack exception. Brute force and login audit or behavior audit. So again, big break. There is behavior monitoring available, or the scope would be different. We're talking about post security. Okay, so it's embedded with SOAR. SOAR is security, orchestration, and automated response. You will create your processes, procedures. You will maintain your playbooks in this one. And this is an example of just patch management, just a pipeline to patch. The traditional method would be manual, or the downtime probably going to take weeks because you have to fix first detect the vulnerability, evaluate again the severity, how critical it is, and what is the impact. If it's not that, it's very low. This is the how you do the severity of incident like P1, P2, P3, P4, P5. It's the same thing. Then you have to plan the downtime. You have to get the permissions and all that. Then you have to back it up. You have to patch it. You have to validate if it's working or not, and then release it into your production. On the other hand, it's going to be automated. Completely automated. It's going to take less than a day and no downtime required. So technically, you can just do a strategy for the rest of the year and tell it like, okay, it's going to be automated. And then there's a problem, let's say it failed or something, we will roll it back. How? This is how. So selected instance for fixing any problem. Take the snapshot, it's going to be automatic. We're going to take a snapshot that's in point in time, snapshot of everything that is running. Create another instance, create a copy from the snapshot. And you can find the EIP in ID to the B. That is your, that's going to be.
Abi berhasil. Abi.
Whatever that is, you can go to center set applications, you're going to see that okay.
Akhirnya aku bisa stop. Soalnya dia keberlebihan naik ke atas, jadi aku stopin. Stopping mesinnya. Karena mesinnya taruh berlebihan ke atas, jadinya aku stopin. Nah, sekarang tahu supaya ini nggak naik ke atas terus.
Okay, now let's see. I do hope you guys know the difference between, there are like a bunch of things that's called SIM. SIM, security information management, then you have
Profesor,
then you have SIM,
gara-gara
security
tadi
information independent
naikkan terus jadinya nggak bisa di
It's
stop.
a thing
Terus dia pergi.
people call SIM. SIM.
Kekurangan keasrarifnya tuh.
Just call it's a proper noun, so it's just like calling McDonald's
Nggak
something
ada.
else.
Lupa taruh cuma satu blok jadi biasanya naik terus.
Automated incident response, and then we have SOAR. It's the most complex in the device. The scope of SOAR is much broader than any of those things. So first three are just management. Sometimes they come up with the IPS, and some of them are like sometimes they're database, and it doesn't have most network-based IPSs have broader spectrum, but they don't have depth. That's why you need NITS, network, intrusion protection, or NIPS prevention systems, And it's for the host. We covered the network part, cloud ones. This is the host control. It has more depth regarding the host, regarding your assets. A network is covering the network. Okay, so you need both type of control. Okay, both. Oh, I forgot to show you one thing. I did not hard or scope of the class. I just like to show a bunch of things so people understand what exactly the cloud is about. Okay, so cloud is not SD. I believe you can see the picture. Can you guys see the picture? This is OSI.
Tadi lucu banget sampai dia sampai lagi.
Okay, so these are the layers of design.
Soalnya jadi aku hancurin terus aku hancurin frame bawahnya.